God in his infinite wisdom has called one of our community and religious leaders, Reverend Tyrone Crider, to his side. Whereas Reverend Crider was born on January 6, 1959 in Maywood, Illinois, to Charles and Bernice Crider. Whereas Reverend Crider attended Morehouse College in Atlanta, Georgia, where he accepted the call to ministry, preached his first sermon, and became a licensed preacher on May 17, 1978. He would later be ordained on March 1st, 1981. Whereas after graduating from Morehouse in 1982, Reverend Crider moved back to Chicago to head the National Push for Excellence program. Whereas in 1983, Reverend Crider coordinated the youth voter registration campaign to elect Harold Washington as Chicago's first African-American mayor. Whereas in 1984, Reverend Crider led the national voter registration campaign for Reverend Jesse Jackson's presidential campaign. Whereas Reverend Crider served as the Director of Admissions and Associate Dean of Students at Central State University in Wilberforce, Ohio from 1985 to 1989. Whereas Reverend Crider organized the New Hope Community Baptist Church of Chicago in 1991. He served as its pastor until March of 1998. Whereas Reverend Crider was installed as pastor of Mount Calvary Baptist Church in Chicago in July of 2004 and served 11 years in that position. Whereas Reverend Crider published the Gospel Tribune from 1994 to 2013 and launched the African American Tribune in 2004. Whereas Reverend Crider is survived by his wife Regina and their 5 children, Sandra, Centoya, Felice, Tyrone Jr., and Tiana. Now therefore be it resolved that the President and the Cook County Board of Commissioners, on behalf of the residents of Cook County, extend their deepest condolences and most heartfelt sympathies to the family as well as the many friends and loved ones of Reverend Tyrone Crider. Be it further resolved that a sequel copy of this resolution be tendered to the loved ones of Reverend Tyrone Crider as a means of communicating our deep respect for Reverend Tyrone Crider's lasting legacy as a pillar of our community.
Revelation 17:51-74, that one is Commissioner Boykin?
Thank you very much, Madam President. Distinguished colleagues, citizens of Cook County, it gives me great honor and pleasure to highlight the life of Reverend Tyrone Crider. I actually knew him. He was a friend. I'm a graduate of Central State University, and he was actually the dean when I was there. And I had a lot of opportunities to interact with him. I thought he did a tremendous job. And then, of course, to see him come back to Chicago, and I happen to represent Maywood. It is a great community, and he is a legend in Maywood in the western suburbs. But he has done a tremendous job. His life really represented that of excellence. Whether it was working with Reverend Jackson at Rainbow Push and helping Reverend Jackson with his presidential campaigns in '84 and '88, I mean, he did everything with excellence. You know, it's often said in the Bible, what does God require of thee, O man? To do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with thy God. That is the life story of Reverend Tyrone Crider. I've had an opportunity on many occasions to visit his church that's on the south side. And so he did a tremendous job. Truly an angel has been taken away from us, but I encourage you to be steadfast and movable and always abounding in the work of the Lord, knowing that your work in the Lord will never be in vain. Thank you for loaning Reverend Tyrone Crider to us for just a few moments of his life. We thank you so much, and may God continue to bless you and bless the entire family. God bless.
Thank you. Commissioner Deere?
It is always a blessing and a privilege when you have a man of God who not only serves God, but serves mankind. And Reverend Crider is one that has done that. I know that personally from my parents being civil rights activists as they were. Oftentimes they've gone away from home a lot because they're out there serving the community. And I know you all know better than I how that is. But it's a blessing when you look at the life that Brother Crider served and the greatness that he did. It is a blessing. So my condolences to you, the family. Know that to be absent on earth is to be present with God. And when a man of God has done all the great works that this man of God has done, we know where he is. Amen. And so God bless you all, and we're praying for your family, and we want to take this day to honor Reverend Crider. God bless you all.
Commissioner Moore.
To the Crider family, I just want to give my condolences, of course. Yeah, it's incredible that in such a short period of time of his lifespan, he touched so many lives. I don't even think the family knows how many lives that he has actually touched. I have been a student of his since I was a staffer in 1992 working for Emo Jones. Working the Morgan Park area, he helped me on Emo the Third's campaign. He helped me on my state rep campaign. He's just been instrumental in so many different lives, and we're gonna miss him. Truly a blessed family, beautiful family, and I just want to give my condolences. Thank you.
Commissioner Sufferton.
Thank you, Madam President, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My condolences to you, but my interaction was more on the transportation side. And I think that one of the things that gets lost in the kind of service that being on one of these transit boards is that you are providing the opportunity for so many people to get to their jobs and to get to school and to improve the quality of their life. And I'm just thankful that he was there. He was a voice that brought up a different perspective and made sure that we were serving the entire community. And so I'm sorry what you're going through, but I hope that the memories will sustain you as you go forward. And I look forward to hearing about all these beautiful people in the future. Thank you.
I'd like to add, I got to know Pastor Crider when he planted a church just down the street, kind of kitty corner from my office at 47th and Cottage Grove. And what struck me from the very beginning was that he was not only committed to being pastor of that church, but being an activist in the community. And I'm grateful not only for his role as a cleric, but also for his role as a community activist. And Regina, who works for us, told me a story at one point when I came to visit in the hospital about how when she and Tyrone got married, they instantly became parents. They basically took into their home a young family, and then of course had children of their own, ended up with 5. So he not only took his commitment to the community as an activist, but it was a very personal commitment, Regina, would you like to say a few words? Oh, I'm sorry. Would the clerk please add to the roll Commissioner Sufferton, Commissioner Moore, and Commissioner Sims? And Commissioner Sims, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Silvestri, okay. I didn't see any more hands, so I start talking. My apologies. Go ahead, Commissioner Sims.
Thank you. First Lady, you know I love Reverend Crider. Reverend Crider and I were very good friends for a very, very long time. All you have to do is call him up and he'd be there. He was an activist, a good person. I know if Apostle White was here right now, that was his best bud. If you saw one, you saw the other one. They were always together, and they were always in the fight for the south suburbs. I know if he was here right now, he'd be fighting right alongside of us right now. He will truly be missed. He is a person that I called when I needed to find out some advice about what was going on and what I needed to do. So that part of my life, that void is there. I think everybody just loved him because he was just a good person. I will miss him. The people of the 5th District will miss him because he was a big part of the 5th Cook County District. So you have my prayers and my thoughts, and you know all you gotta do is pick up the phone, call me.
Commissioner Silvestri, did you want to speak to this matter? No, okay. All right, are there any other speakers?
Thank you, Madam President, and to all of the commissioners, all of our supporters. We've had a flood of love and prayers and support to the Crider family. And we just want to say thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you all, from our personal lives into my professional life. I've had a great deal of support. I want to say a little bit about my husband. All of the things that you all shared, thank you so much. The family agrees, because the man that you saw is the same man that we saw. And we thank God that he was consistent in his days and all of his years in his community service. It was the heartbeat of who he was. He loved serving the people, all races, all nationalities. And for that, the family is enriched. And we thank God that his legacy will live on. God bless you and thank you so much.